Can you talk more about customer segmentation? Because I think it was such an important thing that we did like across the business. It was like marketing thought started thinking about it in segments, the sales team became segmented, and then customer success as well. And like, I guess what's the difference between serving an enterprise book of business versus an SMB book of business? Like, how does that impact sort of, a customer success person's day-to-day life?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's sort of like two dimensions. One is a very like selfish dimension, which is like your risk tolerance as a business for churn, right? Your bigger customers, if you believe that servicing them more is going to drive a better retention outcome, you obviously do that. And that happens naturally anyway. But when you've got all the accounts sort of commingled in one big bucket, it means that smaller accounts end up neglected. So one is like the self-serving version, which is the unit economics of service. And then the other is customer need, right? Like how do larger customers, in what ways are they more complex? That they need a different level of attention, a different cadence of attention, potentially different sort of product workarounds, right? A lot of times CS fills this role of like augmenting the product and things that the product can't do. A lot of times that ends up being things like reporting or config design. Sometimes it's like data entry. It really depends on the company. But usually your biggest customers are the ones like stretching your product, and you want to fill the gap with service, lattice level service intervention rather than putting that burden on the customer or having their needs go unmet.
And so Lattice has like a segmented customer success team, but I know that there's a few other kind of teams within the overall customer experience department. Can you talk about kind of the broader makeup of what customer experience looks like at Lattice?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed a lot. So like I said, when I joined, it was basically just customer support and customer success. And within customer support, what we call customer care, we had a couple people that were doing implementations for our smallest customers. So 2019, when I started, it was CSMs owned like basically most of our accounts had a CSM. They ran implementation, renewal, adoption, etc. And then we had the customer care function that was sort of the layer across all. And then we had a couple people just doing implementation for our small customers. So very sort of unspecialized. What we have now within customer experience is we still have that customer care function. Within that, we have a knowledge programs function, which is both like QA, but also like help center, knowledge base. We have a tech support engineering function that does sort of more technical integration, API based support for our customers, and is also the main interface to engineering for bug triage and resolution. We have a onboarding function, which was formerly known as implementation. They help our customers get live on Lattice, and we do sort of like an intense shepherding process over the first 90 to 120 days, sort of depending on the profile of the customer. So we have that as a separate, really focused like sprint that we put our customers through. That's a separate function. Customer success is responsible for adoption and value realization for our customers. And then we also have account management, which is the CSMs used to own basically the customer relationship end to end. We spun up account management last year to own a lot more of the relationship, like all the commercial elements, building relationships with decision makers, which is something that we sometimes struggle with. I think a lot of success orgs struggle with, and sort of having like a primary strategic point of contact for the customer.